Welcome back to Newstalk Time. We're joined by Lieutenant Shannon Ward from the Wichita Fire Department, talking about we said April flowers, big May flowers. A lot of rain coming in, especially later this week.
Yeah.
Something to look out for when you're driving too.
Yeah, and we really need it. We're really dry now. Yeah, every time it rains, and it rains heavy, our sewers can't keep up with draining it, and it's the same streets that get flooded, and every time they flood, we have a bunch of people trying to drive through it, and they get stuck.
Not fun.
No, it's not. If you don't know how deep the water is, don't drive through it. Don't even take a chance of doing it.
Yeah, and you were telling me here before we came on air that you've responded to these calls before. No one wants to be out in the rain when this is happening, but also maybe potentially puts you guys at risk for later calls. Tell us about that.
Yeah, well, if we're out pushing cars out of the water, our guys are tired, our men and women are tired. But once the bunker gear gets wet, it gets very heavy. And they're wearing that because of the calls that we're making. So they can add an extra 20 to 40 pounds on that. And if it gets really saturated with water and they go into a hot fire, they're at risk for steam burns.
Yeah.
So they really try to stay out of water that deep.
Absolutely. And what should people look out for here? I know I've seen it firsthand. It's some sedans. They're maybe lower to the ground, think they can make it through, but they can't. What's some advice you have for people driving in this?
Well, first of all, if the water's going to curb or sidewalk to sidewalk, I wouldn't even bother doing it. Try to find a parking lot to wait it out. Kind of look ahead of you. Where's the water at to somebody else's tire? And before you drive through it, stay on the drier part, wait till traffic goes through, and then go through slowly without having to stop, because that's when water gets sucked up into your engine. There
we go. And any advice for some of those trucks that can make it through? Do they pose a risk to anyone else when they're driving?
If they're going fast and splashing water on everybody's windshield, they can't see. So that can cause an accident.
All right, great advice this time of year. I was telling her as well. In high school, this happened to me, so I wish I would have watched this news talk 7, 8 years ago. That would have been nice, but we appreciate you joining us this morning, sharing that with us.